Alright guys, in this video I will be scalping Bitcoin on the 5-minute time frame, and I will trade in this session with $226. I will use my scalping strategy. I have a video about this strategy on my channel, you can check it out later, but I will use this strategy as a foundation, and I will also trade based on the order books to confirm my trade entries, and I will also trade based on support and resistance, and I will also use the Elliott wave theory to decide when the market is in a trend or when it is in a consolidation phase. In this trading session I will trade with the 20x leverage. I usually trade with the 50x, but this time I wanted to try 20x. And I will record every trade that I make in this trading session. And afterwards, I will explain more about the strategy and also why I'm using 20x leverage instead of 50 this time. So without further ado, let's start trading. All right, guys, I'm looking for the first trade of the day. Bitcoin have been pumping a lot the few last days, and we had a golden crossover on the 200 EMA, and it lasted for almost 2 days. Therefore, I think it's too late to use the original scalping strategy where I go long based on the 1-minute MACD downticks. So in this case, I drew a resistance box and a support box because we had a wave structure with more than 5 waves. So I think this uptrend is over in the short term. So usually when we have a very significant uptrend where we have a wave structure with more than 5 waves, I usually trade based on consolidation and usually based on support resistance in the short term. Now we actually hit the resistance box, and what I'm waiting for right now is for the order book to turn more bearish than bullish, which we can see here on Bybit and also on Bitfinex. It's pretty bearish, and Binance is showing almost 50-50 here, but a bit more bearish. After we hit the resistance, we already dropped down 0.5% almost. So I think I'm a bit late into this trade. So right now I want the price to move up a little bit more before I can enter a short position, or I want the price to come down more before I can make a long position. So I will have to be patient and wait for a few more minutes, maybe half an hour to an hour, and then I can enter a new trade. All right, it's been about 5 minutes since I last checked the price, and the price moved up a little bit more. So now I could make a short position from here. I will just confirm the order books. It still doesn't look bearish enough to make a short in my opinion. So I will wait a little bit more. The price action is moving to the upside. We are still below the resistance box, but now we're getting closer into the resistance box. So I would be very comfortable making a short from here as soon as the order books are telling me the right signs. Right now, I think as soon as the order books are switching to a bearish mode, I will just take the short right away. I do not think we will break this resistance box the first try, but the question is, will we reject from here or will we reject further up in the resistance box? That's why I'm using the order books to confirm. Now Bybit is looking very bearish here, as you can see here, but Binance is looking more bullish. Now we have a small sell wall on Binance as well, right here. We have a lot of bullish action in Bitfinex, and the price is continuing to go to the upside. All right, now we are in the middle of the resistance box, so I'm ready to make a short. The price action is crazy right now. Okay, I will enter the short, I think. Let me just double check here. We will not break this resistance box in the first try. And even if I go short here, I still have a room for the price to go to the top of the resistance box. So I'm very comfortable with this trade. I'm just waiting for some more confirmation. All right, I will go in right now before it's too late. So I'm now in the short position. I will add my stop loss straight away. And I will add my target order with the limit order. So now the trade is all set here. I have my stop loss up here at 0.4% and my target at 0.5%. If the price comes up here, I will be stopped out. If the price comes down here, I will take my profit. So let's see if I'm right with this trade. All right, guys, that was a perfect trade in my opinion. I was patient enough to wait for the price to come all the way into the resistance box, and then I confirmed the trade by looking at the order books and the price action, and this trade was heading straight to my target. So now I will have to wait a while for the next opportunity. We have a very big downtick here on the MACDs, but again, we are in consolidation mode right now, so I don't want to make a trade at the moment. If the price goes up to the resistance box again, I might take another short from there. All right, I'm back for another trade right now. The price went down very drastically into the support box, and then we broke down through it, and everything is looking very, very bearish at the moment. So I will go into another short position right now. So I'm now in the trade, so I will add my stop loss first, and now I will add my target order with the limit order. So now the trade is all set. We have my stop loss up here 0.4%, the target profit down here 0.5%, and the reason I took this trade was that we broke down from this support box very heavily. We also saw a lot of action in the order books with high volumes on all exchanges. In previous times I've seen this, we dropped down at least 0.5%. So I took a trade based on that, and now I'm in the trade. So let's see if I'm right with this trade as well. Alright, I was away from the computer, but the trade closed as a win. It hit my target down here. I now have 2 wins and 0 losses for the day. The price is very, very volatile at the moment, so every trade now is very risky. And as you can see here, we broke down from the support box and we hit my target, and now we moved up again over 0.7%. So in order for me to take a new trade, I want the price to come back into the support box right here, and I can make a short from there. Or I want the price to drop even further, and I can make a long from here. So I will wait for the next opportunity, and I will come back when the price has moved a bit more. All right, guys, we are back in the support box right now, and it's time for a new trade. I am bearish for the day. We had a lot of bearish action in the market today. I think we will drop down from here again, so I'll go into a short position right now. And I'm now in the short, so I'll add my stop loss straight away. And I will also add my target order with a limit order. Now everything is all set. I have my stop loss up here, 0.4%, and my target profit down here, 0.5%. And again, the reason I took this trade was that we hit the support box again. We now have a death cross on the 5-minute time frame on the EMAs. We had big upticks on the MACD, and also I'm bearish for the day. So everything makes sense. I think this trade will also be a win, and that the price will drop down further. I'm already in a small profit right now, so let's see if I'm right with this trade as well. Alright, I was away from the computer, but I was also a win. As you can see here, I have 3 wins and 0 losses for the day. I showed it up here at the previous support box that is now a resistance, and the price went down a little bit and then back up to my entry price, and then it crashed down again. Alright guys, it's time for a new trade here. I took 3 shorts today, and all of them were wins. We broke down from this support box here, and now we are even lower in the price action. We dropped down pretty much today, over 2% in just a few hours, and now we are at the new support area. Let me show you right here. We have a support area right here, and we can see a small bounce from this area. So I will go into this trade right now. Open long. So I'm now in the trade, so I will add my stop loss. And I will add my target order with the limit order. So now everything is all set. We have my stop loss down here at 0.4% and my target profit here at 0.5%. And again, I'll just show you the trade. I took this trade because, yeah, we dropped a lot and we didn't see a really big bounce from this entire drop today at over 4%. And now we are at a pretty big support area. It goes all the way back here actually. And when we see a reaction from this area, there's a high probability the price will go up at least 0.5%. And I wasn't able to record it, but I also saw a lot of bullish action in the order books. So this is the trade I believe in. This is the first long trade for the day. I only took shorts earlier today. And I went into this trade a bit late, because I was at the computer, but I was not ready to record my trade. So I had to plug in the microphone and stuff like that. So that's the only thing I'm worried about. I was a bit late in, but I still think this will be a win. I mean, look at the order book here. We have a lot of buy orders in the order book, and we've had that since we hit the support line, and the price is pumping pretty good right now. I think this might be a win as well. So let's see if I'm right. I'll get back when this trade is closing. All right, there we go. That was also a win. So I now have 4 wins, 1, 2, 3, 4. and 0 losses for the day. All right, so I decided to quit trading after 4 wins and 0 losses. There was no good trading opportunity, and I didn't want to ruin the winning streak by taking a bad trade. So I grew my account from $226 to $315 in one day in 4 trades with 20x leverage. And I want to explain a bit more about the strategy I'm using. A lot of you guys are already familiar with my strategy, but basically I'm using the 5-minute time frame as the primary time frame, and I have the 50 EMA here, and I have the 200 EMA. And when the 50 EMA is crossing the 200 EMA to the upside, I am allowed to take long positions. And when I see a downtick on the MACD, I'm using the MACD from the 1-minute time frame. So the main time frame is 5 minutes, as you can see here, but the MACD setting is for 1 minute. And a lot of you guys have asked me how I do this setting, and it's only possible to do in TradingView. You cannot do it in Bybit. I'm always using one tab with TradingView open, and this is where I do all the technical analysis, and then I'm just using Bybit to execute the trades. So if you want to set up the MACD on the 1-minute time frame, you have to do it in TradingView, tradingview.com, and here you can change the time frame. So basically, when I'm allowed to make a long position based on the EMAs, I'm waiting for a downtick on the MACD that is significant. So for example, this one is pretty significant, and I'm using that as an entry signal. And then I'm also confirming the trade with the order book. So if the order book are looking bullish after that happened, I will take a long position. So I'm not trading it like a bot. I'm using more confirmation. So if you backtest this strategy, it might not have the best win rate, but combining it with the current condition of the market and with the order books and maybe other confirmations as well, the win rate can be really high. And the crossovers like this happens pretty often on the lower time frames. So that's why I'm using this strategy more closer to the crossover. And when the crossover happened a long time ago, I'm more careful with these kind of trades. And then I'm using other techniques instead. So I'm counting the wave structure in the lower time frames. And if we had a wave structure with more than 5 waves, I'm switching my strategy to a more support and resistance based strategy, because I think the impulse wave now is over. And usually when we had a wave structure with more than 5 waves and then we have a resistance like we had here, it's very rare that we break the resistance at the first try. So that's why I'm always waiting for the price to test this level again. And when we get here and we also see some confirmation in the order books that we are going bearish, I'm shorting from here because that's a very high probability trade. If we already had a wave structure with more than 5 waves. So here we had an uptrend. It began pretty early here. Like we had a lot of wave structures here and the price continued to move to the upside. And yeah, when this happens, usually we don't break the resistance the first try. And if we never get here, sometimes we might not even retest this level again. That's why I also drew a support box. So if we, instead of going up here, we are going straight down, it could be a good idea to make a long from here, but also we have to confirm it. And that's why I didn't take a long position here, because the first 5-minute candle that touched the support line, as you can see here, it was only one candle and we broke down below the support on one 5-minute candle. So that's why I was more skeptical of going long here, because we already broke it before the candle closed. And then the order books were not bullish at all, so I did not take this trade. However, then we retested this area again, and when I saw some bearish pressure in the order books and bearish price action, I took a short from here instead. So I'm combining my MACD strategy with support and resistance after we had a lot of wave structures in the short term. And I'm also, of course, using the higher time frames, for example, the daily time frame, and I'm looking at the current condition of the market. Do we have more fear in the market or more greediness in the market? And this also helps me to decide if the likelihood is more to the upside or to the downside. I hope this clarifies the strategy a bit more for all you guys. But remember, this is a very risky strategy. I'm trading with high leverage, and this strategy is definitely not for everyone, and it requires experience as well. Let me also show you the potential with this strategy. For example, if I'm trading with $100 and I have a win rate at 66%, and I take my profit at 0.5%, and I have my stop loss at 0.4%, and let's say that I make 200 trades in a month with a 50x leverage, then it's possible to make $10,000 after 200 trades if I start with $100. So that's an increase of the balance with over 10,000%, which is insane. But this is also very, very, very risky. It's also possible to trade a strategy with lower leverage, for example, 20x leverage. And this time I traded with $226. So with the lower leverage, I wouldn't make as much, but the lower leverage I use, the more room for error I have as well. So it's a bit less risky, but still 20x leverage is also very high leverage. So it's still very, very risky. As you already know, guys, I'm trading this strategy on Bybit because I think Bybit is the best exchange for crypto scalping and crypto day trading. If you also want to trade on Bybit, you can go to my video description down below and you can click on my affiliate link here to create an account. You can also get the welcome bonus after your first deposit. But remember, this is only for experienced traders. Trading with leverage is super risky. If you want more content like this, please like the video and make a comment down below. I read all the comments, even if I don't reply to every comment. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Peace out.